Hey Eric, Bakker, thanks for coming back. I'm going to talk about cooking and eating. So I'm going to give you a few tips here. 7 gut-friendly cooking tips. Cooking is something I'm really passionate about, and when my kitchen's finished, we're working on it downstairs, you'll get to see it. It's pretty big, it's going to be pretty snazzy, and I'm going to be very interested to show you a few techniques that I've picked up over the years. So the first tip is always use fresh foods. There's no substitute for fresh stuff. Using canned stuff or processed foods or partially cooked foods, or buying foods that have been pre-prepped somewhere else. Getting bags of coleslaw pre-cut in a factory, put in a plastic bag. Try and get your own stuff happening, okay? So fresh foods give you the best possible outcome. I try and grow a lot of vegetables myself, and if I can't, I'll try and get really good quality vegetables from a farmer's market, where I know that people take a lot of time and care growing things organically, and you're going to get a far superior outcome and a much nicer tasting meal as the end result, because you're using high grade quality ingredients. So fresh foods means fresh vegetables, fresh fruits, fresh fish, fresh meat, fresh dairy, fresh anything you can get your hands on. So the fresher it is, the better, the healthier it's going to be, the more nutrition it will have, and also the better the flavor is going to be. So getting something limp and not really good quality, and used by dates, expired stuff, or really sad looking vegetables or produce, or fish that doesn't look really good or smell great, not a good idea. Eat fresh, always eat fresh. That's the #1 tip. And that's why I don't really like eating out a lot, because I don't usually get the food as fresh as I do as when I get it straight out the garden. The second and third are basically 2 groups of vegetables which I eat every single day, and I encourage you to do the same. The Allium family, something to do with garlic, onions, shallots, spring onions, red onions, brown onions. These are a fantastic food for the gut. They contain really good fibers that build good colonies of healthy bacteria. They also contain components that help to keep the blood thin and clean. Garlic's a superb food, I think, that could be eaten every single day in different ways. I'd also throw ginger in there, which I think ginger and garlic, in my opinion, go together. They're great foods to add to many different meals. But try and eat some of these every single day, these vegetables, all right? The third group, of course, is the brassicas. So because of their incredible nutrient-dense ability to supply you with a powerhouse full of nutrition, these are cancer, cancer sort of preventing kind of foods. Of course, broccoli, cauliflower, Chinese vegetables like bok choy, things like that, kale. In my opinion, everyday kind of foods need to be cooked up or steamed up or put in stir fries or soups or different dishes like that. But superb to add to your diet. Definitely a gut-friendly tip. Add brassicas every day. The fourth one is use sharp knives. Okay, don't use cheap, junky, crappy kind of knives. I've got good Japanese knives. I keep them sharp. It makes it a real joy to cut things up, to scrape and slice and chop. Right, good knives, good pans, stainless steel or cast iron. I tend to use. I don't use any aluminium. Don't use that. So stainless or cast. My preferred, but make sure you get good knives and know how to sharpen them. All right? They make a big difference. It really will. The fifth one is don't eat out so much, but cook more at home. Right? It makes a lot of sense to do that, because you'll know exactly what goes into that dish. If you go and buy out, you don't know what the heck they're using, what kind of oil they're using, or what they put in. There could be MSG they put in there, or some kind of stuff that you don't really want. If you do eat out, pick something that's fresh, that's healthy. If I would eat out, I would eat Japanese, for example, Japanese meal, because I can see what the guy's doing, I can know exactly what type of food is going in there. But again, Japanese could potentially put sugar in with their sushi, for example. So you need to be mindful of what goes into the food if you go and eat it out, as opposed to when you eat at home, you know exactly what's gone in there. The sixth one, always try and add some cultured or fermented foods every single day into your diet. Even if it's only a small amount of yogurt or a little bit of sauerkraut. But these complement also the Allium family vegetables and the brassicas. These are good gut building kind of foods. In 6 part B, I could sneak in there fresh fruit. That's one thing I didn't add in here is the fruits are very important to have fresh every single day in your diet. I eat lots of berries, avocados, but I grow all my own fruit. I've got pears, I've got apples, I've got peaches, I've got all that kind of stuff. So I would eat 3 pieces of fruit per day easily, sometimes 4, but usually 3. I might even add some certain types of fruits in salads, like a pear, because a pear cut up freshly is nice in a salad, for example. And the 7th one is look at the methods of cooking, because this can really affect your gut quite a lot. Steaming foods, lightly steaming or stir frying, so vegetables are still crunchy. Steaming meat is also good. Steaming fish, for example, is quite good because it's a low-fat way of cooking. But I think steaming and stir frying to me are the 2 excellent methods, which I really enjoy because I know I'm going to get benefit from the foods that I'm eating. So that's just 7 gut-friendly cooking tips or cooking ideas. With the cultured foods, people can cook with yogurt too. I can make up this nice cauliflower curry dish with some yogurt in it, for example, which I put in on the tail end. So you can add sauerkraut to food as well. Have a look on Google because there are quite a few different websites I've looked at with very good techniques on adding cultured or fermented foods into your cooking. So they don't have to be eaten as a standalone. So I hope that gives you a bit of information on cooking and health. Thanks for tuning in.